Oh boy! Okay, so here's my review of Epic Mickey for the Nintendo Wii. I got the collector's edition, which came with the game, a bonus disc, which had some behind-the-scenes features, some skins for the Wii Remote and Wii Console, and this really cool Mickey Mouse figure. It might be too late now, but if you want these extras, you should try and track down a copy of the collector's edition. This is my first review. One thing that I always want to try to do with my reviews, though, is draw a picture of one of the characters, which I think is going to be more interesting than just having the camera on me talking about the game. So for this review, I will be drawing a picture of Mickey Mouse. One thing that I learned in actually doing this is that I'm really bad at drawing Mickey. I did several practice sketches before attempting this video, many of which turned out terrible, but here's a few that I liked. This is the first one I did without looking at any picture for reference. Everyone that I showed it to says it looks like Mickey Mouse if he was wearing a Mickey Mouse helmet. And then this one I think was probably my favorite, which is just a quick one that I sketched out. So let me start by saying that I liked the game, but I was disappointed in the amount of content that was actually in the game. I feel they missed a lot of opportunities to put in underused and forgotten characters, but more about that later. One main problem with this game, but this isn't just exclusively for this game, it's for many of the games being released on the Wii right now, is that it doesn't give you the option to play with the Classic Controller Pro. I think the Classic Controller Pro is probably one of the nicest controllers that Nintendo ever designed, but Nintendo continues to release games that only utilize the Wii Remote. I really don't like playing with the motion controls. I just find the motion controls irritating, and I would prefer to play games with a controller. And it's not like the game couldn't have worked with the controller. All they would need to do is lock the cursor in the center of the screen like they do with most shooting games, so you could control the camera with the right stick and move Mickey with the left stick. And it's the fact that so many of the games only use the Wii Remote, which is what prevents me from buying a lot of Wii games to begin with. But anyway, on to the actual game. When I had originally heard of Epic Mickey, I had almost completely looked it over simply because of the name. Epic has become such a fad word that they use it for everything. But then later on I started noticing some of the concept art for the game, and I started thinking, this might actually be pretty good. A lot of the concept art almost made it look like a Disneyland expansion pack for Fallout 3. They kept talking up this game so much, like it was going to be this big groundbreaking thing. But the fact that it was a Wii exclusive gave me my doubts, and those doubts wound up being correct. The game isn't a complete failure. It's still fun to play, but it's nothing groundbreaking. It's at least on the level of many of the Mario games being released. So I would say, if you ever played Super Mario Sunshine and you really liked Super Mario Sunshine, then yes, you probably would enjoy this game. You also might enjoy this game if you're very familiar with the Mickey cartoons and a lot of the history behind Disney World. On the other hand, if you haven't seen a lot of the old Mickey cartoons or like games along the lines of Super Mario Sunshine, then you probably won't like this game. The gameplay itself is pretty simple. There's stuff hidden throughout the game, but they give you a lot of explanations, and it pretty much leads you all the way through to the end of the game. There's only a few parts that are kind of difficult, but I don't think the average person is going to have trouble beating this game. As for the characters in the game, I really wish they would have included a lot more forgotten and unused characters. I thought it was great that they used the Gremlins, which I had heard about a while back, but the Gremlins are really the only unused characters in the game, and to me at least, the only real forgotten character is Oswald. I know characters like Horace Horsecollar and Clarabelle aren't used as often as some others, but I still don't feel that they are forgotten characters. I felt that they really could have pushed it and tried to put more unique characters in each of the different towns within the game. Instead of getting unique characters though, we wind up getting variants of the same dog, cow, and horse in each of the different towns. One character that just pops into my head that I think is more forgotten than a lot of the characters in the game is Goofy's son. Not Max from Goof Troop, but in the old Goofy cartoons he had a son before Max that a lot of people I talk to don't seem to remember. And I think he would have worked well in this game along with many others. Another unused character that I can think of is one that I saw on the extras of Jungle Book. Apparently before Mowgli faces Shere Khan, he was supposed to encounter and get in a fight with a nearsighted and dim-witted rhino, and I thought this would be another character that may make an appearance in the game. You meet several different versions of Pete in the game, but you don't meet too many unique characters, which is something that they originally seemed like they were going for, but then decided to drop off, and I'm not sure why that is, because the more variety you have in the game, the better I feel it's going to turn out. So as I said before, it's an okay game. I just feel that they missed out on a lot of opportunities to include more forgotten and unused characters, which seem to be the main point of the game. And so for someone like me who has an interest in animation and animation history, I just feel that it left out a lot of interesting stuff that could have made the game a lot stronger. And so like I said, depending on what you like, really depends on how much I think you're going to get out of this game. If you're really interested in a lot of the old Mickey cartoons and stuff, or like a lot of the newer Mario games that Nintendo has released, then you may want to check this out. It's an okay game, but it's nothing spectacular like they were building it up to be. So anyway, there's my sketch of Mickey. Hope you enjoyed my review.